Hello and welcome to the Duluth News Tribune's Bulldog Insider podcast. I'm your host, Matt Wellens, the Bulldogs hockey beat reporter at the News Tribune.
And I'm Zach Schneider, the television voice of Bulldogs hockey and My Nine Sports.
This week on the podcast, we are joined by the Gophers killer. She had 2 overtime game-winning goals this weekend at Ridder Arena in Minneapolis. Welcome to the podcast, senior defenseman Tova Henderson.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
You like the Gopher killer nickname?
Yeah, I've gotten that a lot. My professor said that this morning too.
Your professor said it this morning? What class was that in?
Strategic management.
Strategic management?
Yeah.
Everyone's psyched. Everyone loves beating the Gophers.
Yeah.
Just love it. Tova, those were 2 huge goals you scored in 3-on-3 to close the regular season. It gets you guys 2 wins at Minnesota, moves you up the NCAA percentage index to improve your NCAA tournament standing. How good did it feel to score those goals both nights?
Yeah, it felt amazing. Obviously, I only had 1 goal the whole year, so it wasn't like I was expecting to score or go into it like I need to score, but after that first one, I was like off the walls, like could barely breathe. People came and like mauled me for the celly, and I was like, I can't breathe. Like, oh my God, this is awesome. And then, we celebrated that one. And then next day, counting down in the third period, it's still tied. And then going to OT, and it was kind of funny because I was like kind of just memeing myself. I was like, oh, what should I celly? Like, what should I do? Thinking it wouldn't happen again. And then sure enough, lucky enough, I got that little break and then scored, and I couldn't believe it. So yeah, it was awesome.
For the team, what did it mean to put that winless skid against the Gophers behind you? One that dated back to, I think, actually before you were there in March 2022.
Yeah, like amazing. I didn't know the stats of when we last won against them or even swept them at their home barn or swept.
Yeah, first sweep since 2017 of the Gophers.
That was crazy. But just seeing all like the statistics after, like you go in just to play a game and then sometimes you come out of it with so many more stats than you knew were there. And it's like, as a team, it was a great win. Like we had a great weekend. Every period I feel like was pretty good. And for that to be our last weekend was awesome.
So you really didn't know the history there?
No.
Okay.
I had no idea.
Did you felt in your career that, because you've played close games against Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio State, and those of us on the outside looking in, you know, we're maybe more aware of it than the players because you're just focused on the game. But did you feel that against the Gophers? Was there like a huge sigh of relief after the Friday win and then the Saturday? But like, what was it like if you didn't know, how much that meant, I guess, at the end of a season? Yeah,
it was great. I feel like sometimes during my 4 years here, it was like a really close game. Like, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, we had a 1-0 game, and the one goal that they scored, it was like a bounce off the back of the glass and hit Ev in the back. So like we've come close, but I feel like we've never had that sigh of relief like we did this weekend. Like, wow, we just won 1 game. And then the next night, wow, we just like swept the number 3 team in their home barn. So it was a great feeling like as a team and motivated us. So
I think especially in your time here, you've put together some really good games that the results don't necessarily show against some of those big 3 teams, other 3 teams in the WCHA, to get over the hump and to win one, especially going into the playoffs. Has that been talked about, that the confidence boost that you can get results, that you earn? Because I feel like you've earned more than you've gotten over your time here against some of those opponents. Did it feel good going into, hopefully you win your first round series and then you're going to see some of these teams again down the road?
Yeah. I mean, you never know how playoffs go. It's playoff hockey. Like, expect the unexpected. But I feel like throughout my years here, we've had great games against top 3, top 4 teams. And like 3 years ago, we swept Wisconsin, their home barn. That was like an amazing feeling. And it's just little wins like that, but they're actually like huge wins for the team, and you don't expect it, but it's just a crazy feeling that you don't know you have inside of you until you sweep like those top teams or win against those top teams. So, yeah.
This is our first episode that we're doing of the Bulldog Insider podcast since we lost Hoagie. Dale died last week at age 65. It was right after we recorded with Joey Pierce and Riley Bodnarchuk. I was with the men's team in Oxford, Ohio, and it meant a lot to them to get 2 wins for Hoagie down there. Hoagie had a shirt that I kept seeing shared on social media that said "Beat the damn Gophers." I wanted to like find that shirt and put it in the story I wrote about you guys, but it was never in a social media post I could embed. For you guys, what did it mean? I kind of thought you guys maybe had more pressure because you were going to Minnesota. Hoagie hated the Gophers. He loved beating the Gophers more than anyone. What did it mean to get those 2 wins for Hoagie?
Yeah.
And how big of a deal was that for you guys?
Huge deal. I think the whole motivation behind the whole weekend was just do it for Hoagie. Like, this is for Hoagie. He fought for us, and now it's our time to fight for him. And super emotional weekend. Was able to see him on one of his last few days, went and visited him, and he had a good friend in there that told us the story about how much he just hates the Gophers. And he would say, "Guck the Fofers." So I thought that was really funny, but just kept telling us stories about Hoagie, and he just hates the Gophers. So I think going into our last weekend, and unfortunately the weekend right after he passed away, was huge for us. And we were fortunate enough to have his jersey on our bench the whole weekend. And that was extra motivation during the media timeouts. We'd always just be like, do it for the man that's right there. Like, do it for him. This is for him. So I think we had a great weekend, and everyone's emotions were high, obviously. But to do it for him and be able to sweep the Gophers in their home barn, I think, like, no one was like, we did it for somebody else. It was, whole weekend was for him, and we did it for him. So,
Do you have a favorite Hoagie memory?
oh gosh, I do, but it's like really funny. We were on the bikes one day. I was on the treadmill. He was on the bike doing his thing, and we were talking, and he goes, "When do you leave?" And I'm like, "For what?" And he goes, "For Canada camp." I'm like, "I am here for a long time. What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Aren't you Ev?" And I was like, no, I was really mad at him. I was like, "I am not Ev, Hoagie. I've known you for 3 years. Like, how do you not know?" But I used to just joke around with him after that. And I was like, "Ev's here. I'm here. Like, what do you want to do?" Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, my funniest memory is him not knowing who I am. So
How quickly did that happen? Do you remember back when you were a freshman, when you first got to the team? How quickly was Hoagie introduced? Because I grew up in Duluth, and so Hoagie predates me by a lot.
Yeah.
You know, even my birth, he was already part of UMD athletics, and so the entire time I grew up watching the Bulldogs, Hoagie was part of it.
mm-hmm.
But for you, coming from outside the program and then playing here, how quickly did Hoagie get introduced when you first got part of the team?
He didn't quite get introduced. He was just kind of a guy that I saw around the rink. And I'm like, okay, I don't know who he is. Like, should I introduce myself? Like, I don't know. But he just like kept hanging around the girls and hanging around the guys. So I was like, okay, he's like one of us, like whatever. But then I'd start joking around with him. A couple weeks later, we became friends. But yeah, there was no like clear introduction, but I just knew he was like a core part of this program and part of Bulldog hockey because of all the stuff he does behind the scenes. You'd see him taking out garbages all the time whenever people need that done, lifting the bench between intermissions, going back to the dressing room, just things like that. And you realize how big of an impact he has. But yeah, I wouldn't say there's a clear introduction, just kind of got to know each other here and there and became good friends. So yeah.
One of my favorite memories of Hoagie was the last time the women were at the Frozen Four. He came along out to Penn State, and there were two parts that him super excited about the team playing for a national championship, and that day in between, which is still one of the weirdest days for me because I'm with the women's program at Penn State, but here's Clint Austin and I in a bar. And Hoagie's there living it up as well. We're in a bar watching the men play for the NCHC championship. And that was just entirely new for me to not be there watching them at XL Energy Center play for the Frozen Face-Off championship. I'm really excited to be at Penn State covering a national championship, but it was just kind of a little surreal. So it was fun that night. As you guys can imagine, Hoagie was pretty excited because the men went on a Cinderella run and won the championship. Of course, what's also going through all of our head is, okay, we have to somehow, after the national championship game, get from here to wherever the men end up next week. Clint and I were a little like, oh man, our wives are going to divorce us because we're not coming home. But that was fun. And that's my transition to this. Tova, the team went to the national championship. That was the season before you got there. That was at Penn State. You guys have a chance to go back there and finish the story, finish what that previous team fell a goal short in. Do you remember watching the Frozen Four the year before you got to UMD? And I wonder what that was like for you, watching that and then coming to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it was awesome. I feel like as a recruit, once you find your school, you're just dialed in on your school and you watch every game that you can. And I watched a bit of like the tournament, not before the Frozen Four, like the NCAA tournament, and that game where Ashton clinched to go to the Frozen Four, I believe it was. That was like a core memory that I have stuck in my head. But just watching how the team has grown and like watching before, and then you come to the program and you're like, whoa, like this is awesome. Like this is awesome hockey and awesome culture. Just stuff like that, watching as a recruit, it's so cool to see. And yeah.
What do you remember about your first day as a Bulldog?
First day as a Bulldog, I think just like meeting everybody. It's like the first day of school, but first day with your team. It's kind of like in the summer still. You go to college earlier than you do high school, and so that was a little bit of a change. But just like getting acclimated to your new housing, your new roommates, your new team, gear, all that. I would say it was a hectic day, but it was like one of the more fun days of my life.
Do you remember the first day where you felt like a Bulldog? Like, now I'm a Bulldog.
First day. Honestly, it was before I would say got to Duluth, because Nina lives in Vancouver, so she was super helpful with the transition, and one of my best friends out of college, I would say, that I got, but she helped me even before I got here, just told me all about it, like what you need to know, what you don't need to know, what you need to buy, what you don't need to buy maybe, but yeah, I would say before that.
Nice having that person there that can tell you, don't worry about that, especially the don't buy that.
Yeah, exactly.
What brought you to UMD? Take us through your recruitment.
My recruitment was a little difficult because it was kind of during COVID. So it was like you couldn't really visit anywhere. And I think a big thing for me is like feeling, when you go to campus, like feeling it and like knowing where you want to go. So that kind of was hard to navigate. I was able to come visit Duluth, but kind of not on a recruiting basis, just to like see it without talking to coaches or anything like that. Did another school or two like that, but I think mainly what brought me here was just the coaching staff. Like there's coaches that'll be like, we want you at our program because we just feel like you'll fit great. And it was like, okay, sounds good. But like Duluth, they would tell you like every little detail about your game, what you could bring to the team, like how important you are, but like actually break it down to you. And I think them taking the time to break down my game and break down what I can bring or what I can do better really drew me in, because it showed that they cared, and they're really passionate about their recruits, and they take the time away from their busy days as is just to talk to you and get to know you and your families. And I think all the coaching staff has kind of changed now, but the coaching staff when I was first getting recruited like knew my family's names, my dog's name, like how old my dog was, like little details like that I think really drew me here. So
who was the coach that was most involved in your recruiting?
I would say Laura Bellamy. She was like the D coach, so she would do a little bit of the D recruiting, but yeah, I would say Laura Bellamy, Maura Kroll, just those two kind of.
Who was it that knew the age of your dog?
I'm pretty sure it was Lou.
It was Lou?
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, Lou.
Yep. That.
Kind of creepy, Lou. You're toeing the line, Lou. Come on now.
She was recruiting the dog.
Yeah, pretty
she
much.
really just wanted
She might have.
Yeah.
She might have been recruiting your dog.
Yeah.
Knowing Lou.
Did you know of UMD? Was NCAA college hockey the goal for you growing up? Did you know about Duluth? And obviously they're in the middle of a ton of success at that time, but did you kind of have some spots that you thought you hoped you would end up?
Yeah, I definitely had some like dream schools. I live in Vancouver, so I love like the city life and the busy lifestyle. And so I actually wanted to go to a big school. But little did I know, like the little school would be perfectly fine for me. But yeah, like going into it, I don't know, I didn't really think of Canadian schools at all. I just didn't want to play hockey in Canada. I kind of want to go see the world, see what it's all about, see NCAA if I could. And fortunately enough, I was able to go the NCAA route. But yeah, I feel like it's totally different from Canadian schools and American schools. But yeah, I love the experience that the NCAA has given me and the opportunities that it's given me. So I'm really happy with the way that I went and the smaller school that I went to. So, but I didn't actually know UMD was like a place or like a D1 school to go to. So when it first came up, I was like, oh, like, okay. Thinking like more looking at the bigger schools. But yeah, I love this decision. So
tell us about, so Richmond, that's basically part of Vancouver. Is that right?
Pretty much. It's like a minute away.
Yeah. What's it like growing up playing hockey in the Vancouver area? Were there a lot of options for, we hear from players come from smaller towns. They may not have as many options. I feel like in Vancouver, you had a lot of options hockey wise there.
Yeah, a lot of options. I played boys hockey growing up until like when they started doing hitting. So high school, like grade 8-ish kind of. I don't know what that junior sophomore is for American schools, but yeah, had a few options, but Richmond it's a weird layout. There's like sections of where people play hockey. Like there's a Vancouver team, Cloverdale team, like things like that. But Richmond had 2 teams in it. So I played for Seafair Minor Hockey Association. Great time, great growing up with the guys I'm still friends with to this day. And yeah, it was really fun. I played a few hitting tournaments, broke my finger, but super happy with where I grew up and like fortunate enough to play for Seafair. And yeah. So
could you have played girls hockey or why boys hockey? It was just more competitive, or?
Yeah, I could have played girls hockey, but I think I would just tell my dad, I'm like, I don't
You want to hit people.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm trying to beat the guys. Like in foot races, I'd always be like trying to be the first one. Like I feel like I love to compete against the guys and show them up when I could. But girls hockey was an option, but I think I just told my dad, I'm like, I'm good. Like I'll stay here, do whatever I want. So yeah.
Delta Hockey Academy. Tell me about that. You're fortunate to have a pretty good hockey school like that in your backyard.
Yeah, that was awesome. It's like a 25-minute drive. They would shuttle us bus stops, and we'd go there in the mornings. They were pretty early mornings, but I loved the setup. It was hockey in the morning, lift right after. We'd do a class at the rink too. They had classrooms there. And then have lunchtime, whatever, get on a bus, go to school for the afternoon, and then get on a bus and go home. So it was like a dream setup, honestly. I loved it there. It helped me grow so much. I was fortunate enough to stay there for 5 years, just like Molly did too. So 2 little Delta hockey players. But yeah, I feel like it set me up for success here with the early mornings, the travel. There were no really home games. I think we only had like 4 home games the whole year because our closest team was in Kelowna, which was a 4-hour bus ride. But yeah, I feel like it set me up for success going into the NCAA. So,
what's been your favorite on ice moment from your 4 years as a Bulldog so far?
Dating back to last weekend.
Yeah, that was pretty electric. Oh gosh. To close off my career here at Duluth, I would say that was a pretty ideal weekend, but I think, honestly, sweeping Wisconsin in their home barn, that was kind of like a statistic thing you found out after. You're like, they've never been swept on their home ice in so-and-so.
Yeah, I think you guys destroyed a pretty lengthy home winning streak for them.
Yeah, I think just that experience was awesome.
What's your favorite off-ice moment from your time at UMD?
Oh, man. Trying to think. Oh, Honestly, just like a lot of little moments, like moments at the hotel where your room just becomes a party room all of a sudden. People are just mingling, or just going to the beach on hot days in Duluth and playing pickleball with people on sunny days. Like just little things like that. I don't think there's one that like clearly sticks out to me, but yeah.
Do you spend your summers in Duluth? Have you had a chance to spend a summer here yet?
I haven't spent a summer here, but I've come here like start of August, I'd say like 2 times in a row, and just get a few weeks in before. But yeah, it's pretty awesome here in the summer.
Zach, you still recruiting for grandmas at all? You need to fill a job coming up here?
Oh, yeah, always. Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to stay through June, we got work for you.
Might take you up on it.
What degree are you graduating with here at UMD? Or I should say degrees. I feel like in the women's teams, a lot of you walk out of here with multiple degrees.
Yeah, I am only just a degree, business management degree. I think my professor or my academic advisor has talked about like doing a minor, but I don't think we got that far. But we like might. I don't know. We'll see. I still have 3 classes to take in the summer because I changed my major so late. I was graphic design to start, and then just like all the painting and stuff on the road, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I switched to business management.
Painting on bus rides, just not working.
Just drawing,
yeah. Yeah. What would you want to do with your life after hockey comes to an end?
After hockey comes to end, I think I would love to stay in sports, just like either media or stats, like something to do with that. I just like love the energy that games bring and like even practices bring, and just staying within the sport is so exciting. It doesn't even have to be hockey. It can be like another sport, but yeah, I would say sticking with sports in a way.
Did you play any other sports growing up besides hockey?
Not really. Just like in high school, you'd play like the odd ultimate frisbee, like crazy sports like that you would never play. But
which teacher or staff member at UMD had a dramatic impact on your time here?
Dramatic impact. I'd say one of my ones right now, Jeffrey Bell. He's my strategic manager. He called me out in class today. He's like, "Oh, if you didn't know, Tova scored both." I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me, Jeff." But yeah, he's such a bubbly guy, and he makes learning so much more fun and energetic and just impactful. So I'd say Jeffrey Bell or Jonathan Lee. He travels to all our games, so I think that's super awesome and impactful in a way.
How many of your professors call you out for good games? Anyone call you out for a bad game?
Jeff would call me out for a bad game if I did, but yeah, I don't.
Why'd I get a B on this exam? Well, yeah. I dinged you for a turnover. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why number? Some quick hits to close this out here. Why number 19?
19, honestly, growing up, I'd never had a number that stuck because I was like always the younger one and I would get gypped of like numbers. So I was just like, okay, I give up on sticking with a number. 19 honestly has no meaning. It's just, I thought it was one of the cooler looking numbers. So yeah.
What's your favorite Mary Kate O'Brien TikTok?
So many. I would say her questions of the day are pretty good. She always catches people off guard, and like I won't ever hear the question, and all of a sudden there's a mic behind me and I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, probably her questions of the day.
If you want to be in media, are you jumping in? Like, are you one that like wants to do question of the day? Because I bet some of the players don't want to be on her TikTok.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some people who's like, oh, I don't want anyone seeing this, because her TikToks get around. I've had people send them to me, but I wouldn't say there's anyone that like sticks out of the way or like jumps in. I would say Josie St. Martin is someone who wants in. She'll always find a way to get in, but yeah.
If you could go back to Ireland with the team again, what's the one thing you would want to go do or see again?
Oh, I don't know what it's called, but where the water is.
Giant's Causeway?
Yes, that. Yeah. I would love to go see that. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I was bummed we didn't get to do that because that looked really cool. But I also heard from the some of the people that did go out there that it was like freezing cold that day and 50-mile-an-hour winds blowing them over. So Maybe I'll get to do that with the men, and maybe the weather won't be as awful.
They go next year, right?
The men go in November next
Really?
year. Yes,
Wow.
yes. So I'm thinking about going back. Thinking about making that 8-hour plane ride again.
Tough job, man.
It's a tough job. Who was your favorite road roommate during your career at UMD?
Road roommate. Ooh. I've had some good ones. I had Maggie at the start, and then Ashton.
Maggie Flaherty, MVP of the Frozen Four at Penn State, by the way, for finding a second Duck Donuts location in the rink. Clint and I are pretty excited to find that. Anyways, she was injured, but she was still out there searching out coffee and donuts.
Finding ways to contribute.
Doing her
Finding
job.
finding ways to contribute, which was where are their coffee and donuts. Anyways,
honestly, for like introducing me into college, Maggie was a really good roommate, but just for fun and like just getting to know someone on a much deeper level, I'd say Ida.
Ida?
She was my sophomore year first go around roommate, maybe. We switched like 2 semesters. One semester we have someone, and the other one we have a new one. But I would say Ida was a really good roommate.
Who's your MVP of roommates during your time here in Duluth?
MVP of roommates. Probably Tia.
Tia?
Yep, had her last semester. She was a rock star. She was awesome.
What is your go-to concession order at a hockey rink?
Ooh.
Speaking of Maggie Flaherty hunting down coffee and donuts at Penn State. Honestly,
Probably just a good bucket of popcorn or some chicken tenders and fries is always good.
Teammate, past or present, most likely to become a coach.
Probably Nina. She'd be a coach or like a GM.
GM.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Teammate, past or present, most likely to become a player agent.
Player agent. Oh.
Who can make a deal?
Who can make a deal? Clara, I feel like, would be really good at that.
Well, and she was pre-law, right? She wanted to be
Yeah.
a
I
lawyer,
think something like that. Yeah.
that checks out.
Yeah, she did an internship with the UMD athletic department and AD Forrest Carr. Yeah, that could be her future after the PWHL.
I would let Clara negotiate my contract.
Yeah.
She'd get way more than I could.
All right. Last one, Tova. If you get drafted in the PWHL by the Vancouver Golden Eyes, would you live at home? Which I believe was Nina's joke as well. I'm going to live in my parents' basement. I believe that was her and Ashton's plan. They're going to live in their parents' basement. I don't know if that ever came to fruition or not, but
It actually did.
Did it?
Yeah.
Living in the parents' basement?
Living in the parents' basement.
See, I think that is such a smart move financially. So smart.
Yeah. I think they have like 2 other roommates too. So
Just crashing in the basement.
it's like a suite or something. I don't
Nice.
even know. It's like a
All
really
right.
nice setup. So
Yeah.
But honestly, I've told my parents this so many times. I was like, I'm moving out. I'm moving out. I'm taking the dog and I'm moving out.
Taking the dog with you too.
Yeah, like I'll
And
move out
moving out.
before my brother moves out. I don't care. But, yeah.
What's your dog's name? We should ask this.
Her name's Ty from Thailand.
Ty from Thailand. What
Yeah.
kind of dog is she?
A mutt. I have
Just
no idea.
a super mutt.
Just a gritty mutt.
And how old is she now?
She's about like 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's still moving though. She's trucking along. So
Cool to see Devlin's dog out there
Yeah.
on senior day as well. No dog. Are you living with her? And
I live with Devin and the dog.
how many pets does she have?
She had 2. She had a fish.
Okay.
Gone down to 1. The
Down
dog's still
to
alive, yeah.
just one now.
Yeah,
Okay.
just no fish.
Previously on this podcast, it was mentioned she had a zoo or something, or was working on a zoo, or would have a zoo.
Kramer wants like a ferret. I live with Kramer, Zoe, Parky, and Devin. Kramer's talking about she wants a ferret. Zoe's like, you're not getting a ferret. Like, you're gonna lose that thing in the pipes or something. Like, that thing's gonna be gone in no time. And then Kramer wanted a dog, and it's like, Kramer, we have a dog. Like, oh yeah. It was
But you lost the fish.
the fish died.
Oh,
like,
no.
2 days later.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was not good, but
Well, you're graduating. That
Exactly.
Let Kramer get the ferret after you.
Yeah.
After you move out. Tova, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You can find more episodes of the Bulldog Insider podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Like us, subscribe, and rate us. For more Bulldogs hockey coverage, visit DuluthNewsTribune.com/Bulldog Insider. Subscribe to gain access to all of our coverage all season long. Zach, the men have one more regular season series against Colorado College. That's on TV, right?
Yep.
What should we then expect for the postseason? The women hosting Minnesota State in a best-of-3 series, WCHA playoffs, and the men have also clinched a best-of-3 NCHC series.
Yeah, the first round series with the men clinching now will both be on My 9. So we'll have the women's series 2 games only, Tova, Friday and Saturday only for UMD and Mankato this weekend. And then the following weekend, don't know the opponent yet, could be Miami, St. Cloud, or Colorado College.
Right. Yeah, it could be any
at
of
this
those 3.
point as we're talking. So, but UMD will be at home. We know that. So we'll have 2 games only that weekend as well, Friday and Saturday. Sunday, both weekends if necessary.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, we'll do the deciding game if it's necessary, but Tova,
we'd all rather just have Sunday
Tova
off.
and all
I'm
the
sure you would
players
like
are
to
gonna
have
make
Sunday
sure
off
that-
as well,
Yeah,
right?
Dreaming of a Sunday off.
So no, all the first round games will be on My 9. After that, they kind of divvy up to the conferences for the women. The final face-off is all together, and then the men go to the home sites. So that's a little bit different than it's been in years past. But the conferences will handle all the TV after that.
It's okay if the games go to overtime. Tova will just end them quickly.
Yeah, right.
She saves her goals for overtime.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next week.